Orlando was ridiculed. Brown brushed him off as delusional. But now, a stunning federal judge's ruling has sent shockwaves through the industry, peeling back the layers of secrecy surrounding Hollywood's elite. Allegations tied to Diddy, Jay-Z, and the mysterious underground parties are finally coming to light.
It was life-changing for me, but not as life-changing as Craig Mack almost killing Diddy. I mean, you Craig Mack, you tell me why you was finna kill Puff.
I'm not Craig Mack.
You lying. You lying like a mother. You mean to tell me Jay-Z ain't Craig Mack? You a liar, Kaz. On Paru, you lying. What the? Yeah, nigga. Yeah. And you did kill Diddy, nigga. And that's why he all in this situation. You fucked Diddy, Kaz. You did it, Kaz. You the one did it. It wasn't Puff, bro. It was you. On gang, it was you.
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's his name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence
Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher.
For years, whispers of power, corruption, and secrecy have haunted the music industry. But when a federal judge denied Diddy an evidentiary hearing over leaked footage of an alleged assault, it wasn't just a courtroom setback. It was a revelation that something far more sinister was unfolding. Now, as lawsuits pile up and jaw-dropping testimonies surface, the grip of silence is breaking, and some of the industry's biggest names find themselves at the center of an unraveling storm.
Former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs speaking out in a new interview with new allegations about wild parties and drug use. Eva Pilgrim is here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Michael. At this point, we've all probably heard about these infamous parties. Diddy's assistant now giving us details about what he says were called Wild King Nights. This morning, new details allegedly inside Diddy's world before his shocking arrest. The entertainment mogul now behind bars for federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
It was a circus. He did whatever he wanted. And we were just at his disposal.
Phil Pines was Diddy's senior executive assistant from 2019 to 2021. He says his then boss asked him to purchase supplies for parties dubbed Wild King Nights.
We usually had a laundry list of items that included lights, alcohol, marijuana, ketamine, Molly. Those requests started to become more frequent.
Pines claims many of these parties involved younger women.
A lot of times you would have him with a younger female, and there's a power dynamic there. A more impressionable girl is easier to reel in. Consent is between the people that are engaging, and I wasn't there in these situations to understand the consent.
The new interview, part of Investigation Discovery's docuseries,
is to shield his private life from the public.
Pines even sharing audio he says is of Diddy telling Pines to bring him various substances during those Wild King nights.
Phil, I need some Cialis. Give me 20 Xanax, please. Hey, Phil, I need a plan B.
I remember hearing the words, "Prove your loyalty to me, King." He grabbed me by the shoulders, pushed me to.
Diddy is facing federal charges including sex trafficking, racketeering, and assault, while Jay-Z's name is being pulled into the courtroom. But the most unexpected figure in this unfolding saga is Orlando Brown, the former Disney star turned Hollywood outcast, who has been speaking out for years. Once dismissed as outrageous, his claims are now starting to seem impossible to ignore.
Diddy gave you oosh-squash, oosh-squash?
Man, it was a night of great slip and slidedom. It was a night of great slip and slidedom. Okay?
A lot of baby oil?
No. A lot of spit. A lot of spit where I come from, brother. Okay? About to spit. I'm trying to teach you niggas some shit. Long time ago. Okay? Yeah, it was a lot. He was slipping on my tongue. Like this. Slipping and sliding.
Did he ever reach out to you about that? After that went
Nah,
viral?
he be laughing about a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing about it is like, you know, like it's not it's not funny to anybody but us. Everybody is like they're laughing shit, but it's not really. It's really like it's funny to us though. Like that's cute and shit. But if it was a problem, I'd have got held. I'd have got dealt with, just like everybody else. I'd have got dealt with if it was a big problem. But it's funny though, you know, because how else am I supposed to express somebody in their downtime being beautiful? And I have an eye, like I asked you, like I told you, I asked God for sight. You know what I'm saying? So if I know that, let's say if I know that Beyonce or no, let's say Janet Jackson is Diddy. Let's just say Janet Jackson is the real Diddy, right? Which she is. And so the things that Janet has on people because of her sexuality, and I'm able to identify her in her downtime as Janet Jackson, but I also know that she's Diddy. It's kind of crazy for people to not understand it themselves. You think at that level, she has one level?
So what's really happening behind the scenes? Who's pulling the strings, and why did a judge just make a ruling that could expose everything? The pieces are finally coming together, and the truth might be more explosive than anyone ever imagined.
So Subramanian's order reads, quote, while the government objects to handing the videos over, they provide several options for a defendant to consider that would permit the defense to view the videos, access the information they're looking for, and even allow them to manipulate the videos as they see fit. To the extent these options are insufficient, the defense may propose other options to the government. It doesn't appear that the defense did this before raising the issue with the court. The parties should have these discussions, and if they really reach an impasse, the defense can come back to the court. And if that happens, they should be prepared to clearly articulate why they need possession of the videos despite the options furnished by the government. So, Combs and his team, they don't get the tapes, and Judge Subramanian seems to be, calling out the defense a bit. Like, you really could have worked this out with the prosecution before, right? Did you really need the court to step in? Did you even ask the prosecutors how you might be able to regularly view and analyze the tapes as you see fit to prepare for your defense? So, look, this issue may be revisited if they really can't figure out a way to make all of this work. And look, it's not surprising that the judge just won't allow the defense copies of these tapes and amend the protective order. I mean, essentially, we're talking about sex tapes, right? Key pieces of evidence in this case. It's very private, very sensitive. Got to be careful about how this is handled. And let's not forget, Sean Combs is in hot water right now. He was denied bail again, partly because he was accused of violating the Bureau of Prisons rules by improperly using other inmates' phone access numbers, improperly contacting people, and allegedly trying to reach out to victims and witnesses while he's locked up at the Metropolitan Detention Center. Can he and his team be trusted with copies of these videos? Now, to be clear, the judge didn't say that in his order, but you have to wonder if that is ultimately a point of consideration in not handing these tapes over to...
On December 16th, Judge Ain Subhan dismissed Diddy's accusations that the government leaked incriminating hotel footage to CNN, citing a lack of evidence. The footage in question allegedly captures Diddy assaulting Cassie Ventura, grabbing her by the neck, throwing her down, and kicking her. This shocking imagery has now become the centerpiece of his unraveling empire.
Ruled that Diddy's legal team would not be allowed to have their own copies of the tapes, but would still have the opportunity to view and analyze them under strict court-supervised conditions. This decision was made after extensive discussions on privacy, legal fairness, and the sensitive nature of the footage. The court emphasized that protecting the alleged victims was the top priority, expressing concerns that unrestricted access to the tapes could put them at risk. Diddy's attorneys pushed for full access, arguing that it was essential for building a strong defense. However, the court ultimately ruled in favor of limited access, a decision that has drawn mixed reactions. Many are now questioning the content of the tapes and how they might shape the trial. Diddy's defense, what his lawyers are saying. Diddy's legal team strongly maintains that the tapes are crucial.
But here's where things get murky. Diddy's legal team argues that this is a calculated takedown orchestrated by Homeland Security to destroy his reputation before he even sets foot in court. The feds, however, deny any involvement, insisting they didn't even possess the footage when CNN broadcasted it. With both sides pointing fingers, the truth behind this explosive leak remains shrouded in mystery.
It's shaping up to be exactly what you told us it was going to be, a defense of consent. So it's all about consent. I mean, can you just explain to us a little bit what's gone on with these and what the defense have said?
So what the defense has done is they're taking an interesting tack, and I think the legal analysis is becoming fascinating. And they're saying if you look at these videos, this shows a consensual relationship, if you will. The great thing for them, for their defense about that, is that's in the past. All the folks on social media and so forth are saying, well, these people are drugged. They're saying they're drugged. Don't forget, it's easy to prove the court of public opinion, but when you get into an actual court, the federal government has approved their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And someone just getting on the stand and saying, I was drugged, the defense can ask a very simple question. Where's the drug test? Where's the proof? You just saying it now, there's a lot that's going to happen. And I understand where the defense is going. There's like, this is consent. And if it is consensual, butt naked baby oil freak off parties aren't illegal. What's illegal is the sex traffic aspect of this case. And they're saying there is no sex traffic. Always was going to be the defense. Always.
Well, look, we can't say who victim one is as the BBC because the prosecution have not announced who victim one is. The defence have defined them as somebody who had a consensual relationship with Sean Combs, and they are still participating, they're giving evidence to the grand jury. They've said it's consensual. I mean, how do you prove that?
Well, don't forget, here's the great thing about it. We're innocent until proven guilty. It's not how do they prove it, it's how does the government disprove it. So if you're the defense and you're showing the video, they're just like, well, look at the video. The cross-examination is going to be...
So, if the government didn't leak the footage, why is Diddy's empire collapsing? Once seen as untouchable, the music mogul now sits in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, awaiting trial on a string of serious charges. But his legal troubles don't end there. An Alabama woman has come forward with shocking allegations, accusing both Diddy and Jay-Z of raping her when she was just 13 years old. As more disturbing claims surface, the once powerful figures of the industry are facing a reckoning unlike anything seen.
Accused by a woman in a civil lawsuit of raping her when she was 13, along with Sean Diddy Combs. On December 8th, the accuser, identified anonymously as Jane Doe, refiled a sexual assault civil lawsuit she had originally filed against Diddy in October, adding in Jay-Z's name as an additional defendant. Per NBC News, she alleges in the new documents that in 2000, when she was 13, the two drugged and raped her at a house party following the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, issued a statement to E! News hours after the suit was refiled, addressing the lawyer who filed it, Tony Busby. Calling the allegations, quote, heinous, Jay-Z says in the statement, quote, I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. He further calls the claims idiotic and alleges that before refiling the suit, Busby had contacted the rapper's own attorney to try to reach a settlement. He alleges further in a statement, quote, what he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. In a statement to E! News, Busby said his firm did send Jay-Z's attorney a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim. That person, he adds, quote, never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation. Busby continues, quote, as far as the allegations in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. Jay-Z, who shares daughter Blue Ivy and twins Rumi and Sir with wife Beyonce, adds that his only heartbreak is for his family. He says, quote, "My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." He adds, quote, "I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age." The lawsuit marks one of several sexual abuse civil suits filed against Diddy in recent months, and the first to include him and an additional celebrity as a defendant. Diddy is currently in jail awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges, for which he has pleaded not guilty. He has denied any wrongdoing in all of the cases.
A U.S. district judge ruled that the woman could proceed with her lawsuit anonymously, rejecting efforts by Jay-Z's legal team to force her to reveal her identity. His lawyers fought aggressively, but the judge wasn't having it. She not only upheld the woman's right to privacy, but also reprimanded Jay-Z's attorney for using what she called inflammatory language and wasting the court's time. This decision marks a major setback for the music mogul as the case moves forward.
In the lawsuit against Jay-Z, accusing him and Sean Diddy Combs of raping a 13-year-old girl at a party, a federal judge ruling the woman alleging the attack can remain anonymous. Morgan Norwood has the details. Morgan, good morning.
Whit, good morning. From the moment this case was filed, Jay-Z's legal team fought to get it dismissed, arguing that the woman accusing him must reveal her name. But this morning, a judge ruling she doesn't have to, at least for now. The judge also had some sharp words for its lawyers, calling them out for their aggressive filings and personal attacks and asking them to tone it down.
This morning, a legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly raping her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the